Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Hello. How we doing? Hope everybody had a good day. Tonight should be a fun one, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been putting it off. I finally feel like it's time. Let's talk about it. We got a Call of Duty tier list with MWII in it. And depending on how long it takes, we will maybe be playing some MW2 after. Like I said, depending on how long it takes, because I don't know how long it takes me to go through this. I like to talk a little bit and have a discussion about it. I mean, we're really going to get straight into it. Like, I'm not having G Fuel or anything. I was just going to show this off real quick. Oh fuck, I'm gonna fuck up the box. Jesus. A cop's like one of my favorite. It's now one of my favorite Funkos in my collection. I kept forgetting to post pictures of it in the Discord. I definitely took pictures of it and I forgot to post it. So I just figured I'd share it now, and I'll probably put pictures in the Discord later. What's up, Judy? It's this fire ass. Oh, it's so crooked. There we go. Getting a crazy glare from my monitor and shit. Yeah. It's Obi from the Clone Wars. When he goes to Mandalore and he's in this Mandalorian disguise armor. It's so fucking cool. I wanted them to make a Funko of this for so long, a figure, a Funko, whatever, just because it's one of the coolest like moments really in Star Wars, in my opinion. Definitely of Clone Wars. I love that episode. Probably my favorite episode of the show. Can't really see him too great in the box, but he's got his lightsaber, all that. I mean, that's the picture of what it looks like. Yeah, it's sweet. I mean, they made so many awesome Clone Wars Funkos. I have all of those. I don't know, actually, no, I think I do have the Bo-Katan one. I think I do. I think I got the Bo-Katan one because it had the shield out. They literally made like all the Clone Wars Funkos I wanted, so I'm very happy. My wallet isn't, but I'm very happy. So, yeah, okay. That is really all the prelude we're gonna get. I'm really just gonna hop straight into this. Not gonna lollygag any shit like that. Let's go. I think I set that up. I'm just gonna have to flip back and forth between screens. Let's see chat. Yeah, I saw you downloaded MW2 again, even though you talk shit about it all the time. Literally say, "Oh, I'm never gonna play this game again. I uninstalled it," and then you're back on it. Crazy. It's funny though. All right. So right here it is. It's got literally every single game in the franchise. It's even got the BRs separated from each other. So we're gonna rank those separately, obviously. Like I said, literally got every single game in the franchise on here. I'm gonna keep the lo-fi on. I'm just gonna turn down maybe like a. Let me know if that's like a good volume for the lo-fi. Just so it's not completely silent. But here it is. Every game in the franchise. Vanguard better be S tier. That's fucking funny. So first off, we're just gonna start off with the games I never played. And that's Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2. This one's surprising. I didn't play. What's up, pup? It's pretty funny. I didn't play the original COD 4. The first game I played during its life cycle was Black Ops 2. And I went back and I played all the games before Black Ops 2, and I played them also at my friend's house when I wasn't allowed to get them. I played all of those except for COD 4 because I got COD 4 from GameStop and it was hacked to shit on PlayStation. Literally couldn't play it. I owned it, but I couldn't play it. So I'm not going to rank the original COD 4. We will rank Modern Warfare Remastered because I actually played that. Didn't play Call of Duty Online. And I've played Call of Duty Mobile, but I'm just not going to rank it. It's a mobile game. I personally don't like mobile games like that. I appreciate what it did and what it is, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to throw it in F tier because for a mobile game, it's great, but I'm not going to rank it against the rest of the series. So hopefully you guys can understand that. I don't think anybody's going to get too mad about it. Hopefully. I'm just not going to rank it. But we're going to rank all of the main titles, and the BRs are separate. So now, in my past tier lists, I've ranked them based off of personal feelings and objectiveness. Like a mix of both. Personal feelings with objective, like this game is objectively good, so I'm going to put it in a good tier. This time, we're abandoning that. I'm ranking all of these games on my personal opinion, how much I like them, and that's really the only criteria. So, obviously, games that I think are objectively good are going to rank good, you know what I mean? But I'm not just basing it off of that. And that's going to lead to some hot takes. I'm being as honest as possible because looking back on some of my other tier lists, I was like, you know, this isn't me. This isn't my tier list. I'm going to explain everything. We're going to talk to you guys about it. After I initially rank everything, I'm going to go through and rank everything in the tier because I'm just going in order of like release, basically. We're going to rank them in the tiers, and I'm also going to give myself a chance to change tiers. But first, we're just going to lock them in first, and then we'll go back. So, with all that being said, technically the first Call of Duty game that I ever owned was Call of Duty 3, and it was because it was rated T, and I wasn't allowed to play rated M games at the time. I also didn't have Xbox Live, so I couldn't play the multiplayer unless it was split screen. The multiplayer was bad. The campaign, stereotypical World War II campaign. It is what it is. I'm just going to put it in D. It's not the worst thing ever. For what it is, it's fine. But, I mean, it's Call of Duty 3, you know? There's nothing crazy going on here. It's just the first COD game I played. I liked World War II, so I enjoyed the campaign. Multiplayer is weird. It had, like, actual classes, like medic, assault, like stuff like that, which kind of interesting, but there's vehicles and stuff. Like, it's a very weird multiplayer when you look back at it. But I didn't even really play it online, so I can't even rate it like that. It's just a D tier for me. It's, you know, it's called G3. Now we're getting to the real games here. World at War, in my opinion, and I don't even think this is an opinion, I think this is just fact. Call of Duty World at War is by far the best World War II Call of Duty game. Not a debate. It just is. One of the best campaigns in the series. One of the best multiplayers in the series, in my opinion. It's kind of busted. There's some broken shit in it, but the maps are good. It was fun. Super gory. Like, you could shoot motherfuckers' arms off and stuff. It was like the most gory COD game ever. Some of the more modern games have copied it a little bit in terms of gore, but it was an edgy game. And it really made you feel the impact of World War II in the campaign and even in the multiplayer, where like you shoot someone with a shotgun, their fucking arm is gonna go flying like it's The Last of Us or some shit, you know? Like, it's gory. And it's the first game to ever have COD zombies. So, all that being said, Call of Duty World at War is an A tier for me. It's not S just because it's basically COD 4, but World War II. But hot take, I do like World at War more than COD 4, just because I like World War II a lot as a setting. I like Treyarch. It's like Treyarch's first like big hit of it. Well, it wasn't necessarily a hit, but it's like their first like bigger game, I guess, because they technically made COD 3. This to me has never been topped in terms of World War II Call of Duty games. It's phenomenal. It's so good. The only thing really holding it back from S tier is obviously it's a little bit older, so it didn't age the greatest. There was some broken shit like the MP40, Juggernaut, all that kind of stuff. And the zombies is good, but it's the first zombies game, so it's not like the best zombies ever. It's just good. I mean, you got classics like Noct and Derice, Baruch, Shino Numa, all great maps. Mainly Derice. The campaign really stands out to me to this day. I mean, you got fucking Victor Rezanoff in there, played by Gary Oldman, and the American Marine is played by Kiefer Sutherland. So the campaign's just a banger. Multiplayer is a banger. Zombies is a banger. Great game. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink before we get into MW2. Modern Warfare 2. Arguably the greatest COD game of all time. When people talk about the greatest COD game of all time, 99% of the time, it is about Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2. You guys know where I'm at with Black Ops 2. Probably. If you don't, you're about to know. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. This is where the tier list not being me, this is where my prior tier lists not being true to myself. This is why I'm updating it. This is why we're here. For me, with no pressure on myself to make this an objective tier list, this is a personal tier list. I'm putting Modern Warfare 2 in A tier. I know that's instantly going to trigger people. That's not S tier. I didn't play this game that much. Like I said, Black Ops 2 was the first game I got on release in its life cycle. I went back and played MW2, and it's an amazing game. It's probably the second best multiplayer in the whole series. It's the most iconic game in the series. I don't have the personal nostalgia and attachment to it that other people do. I could just sit back and observe it, and the campaign's amazing, multiplayer is amazing. A big thing for me, though, personally, in Call of Duty, I need a banger third mode. I need a banger like zombies mode, really. This has Spec Ops. I don't give a fuck about Spec Ops. Spec Ops, I don't care. I could care less. That's what brings it down to A tier for me. Other than that, it's an amazing game. It is. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna probably get heat for that one for people that see this. I'm putting in A tier. For me personally, it's not S, because the multiplayer is insanely fun, but it's insanely broken, which is why I think they're scared to remaster it and give it to us. Because if people who never played MW2 before played it now, they would fucking have a fit. They would have just a heart attack. Like, people would not be able to handle this game in 2023, because the balance is that nothing is balanced. Everything is stupidly fucking broken, basically. That's the balance of the game. Everything's just cheese. But it's fun. I don't know why it works. It shouldn't work, but it does. Amazing maps, amazing guns, amazing campaign. I mean, we got the campaign remaster. You got Price, Soap, Ghost, Shepard, Makarov. Like, it's amazing. And then obviously multiplayer, you got like Terminal. I mean, the High Rise, the maps of MW2 are some of the best ever. It's one of the best multiplayers ever. But for me personally, it's an A tier, because I just don't have the same attachment to it that everybody else does. I have attachments to other games that you guys will see, and I am correcting my other tier lists because I always felt pressured, like I had to put MW2 S tier just because MW2. Fuck that. This is my tier list. I'm gonna put it in A tier for me, because there are other games I like more than MW2. All the MW2 fanboys out there, I'm sorry. I still think it's a great game. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's still A tier. It's just not S for me. But I understand why it is S tier. It's one of the most iconic games of all time. It's one of the most iconic games of all time. I love to play all the classic COD campaigns, but I'm not paying money to play a campaign. I mean, I guess. Say World of War C tier. Oh my god, that's how I know you're a zoomer. That's crazy. And here we go. This is me correcting myself. Black Ops 1 is a fucking S tier. Black Ops 1 is an S tier. Every tier list I did, I always debated with myself. Do I put it S? Do I put it A? I always put it A, but in my heart, it's S tier. It's S tier. I got my Christmas was I got a PlayStation 3, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 has the best campaign in the history of Call of Duty, and it's not even close. It's just not close at all. Black Ops 1's campaign is by far the best campaign in Call of Duty. The best story, love the characters, the missions are fun, amazing twists and turns and reveals. 10 out of 10 campaign. Multiplayer, very balanced, very fun. It's got some of the best maps ever. I mean, we got Nuketown, we got Firing Range, we got Summit. Like, there's so many amazing maps in BO2. Stadium, like, there's great multiplayer maps. The guns, okay, I said balanced game. The FAMAS is broken. The FAMAS is broken, but that's like my favorite gun in COD history. The Black Ops 1 FAMAS is so fun to use. Great camos. I like the original COD point system where like you got COD points for playing the game and you use them to unlock guns, unlock attachments, unlock camos. You could use them for wager matches. Fun. Then they took COD points and made it like the bane of Call of Duty's existence. And then you got zombies. I mean, one of the best zombie modes ever. Kino der Toten, Ascension, Moon. You got the remakes of the World of War maps. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. There's really nothing bad I can say about BO1. There's just nothing. I played BO1 and BO2 so much. If I could get like a BO1, 2, and at this point a BO3 remaster, I'm chilling. I don't need another Call of Duty game ever, honestly. I love the like Vietnam setting. It was the first game to do that. It's just amazing. Treyarch knocked it out the park. There's literally I have no complaints with BO1. I have none. It's just amazing. S tier. And I'm sorry for not putting it in S tier before because I put MW2 over it. But look at myself in the mirror. There's no way in fucking hell that I like MW2 more than Black Ops 1. I don't. I just don't. I have a strong emotional attachment to Black Ops 1. I spent hours in combat training in Black Ops 1 and then just playing with my friends and playing with my cousins. Love it. Modern Warfare 3. Oh, MW2? See, that is insane. That's a crazy take. Jesus. Okay. MW3. Now, MW3 to me is another one of those games where people absolutely love this game. And then some people really don't. I'm middle ground with it. I think it's good. It's just a worse version of MW2. That's all MW3 is. To me, MW3 is a B tier. It's good, but it's basically MW 2.5 multiplayer wise. It's basically, it's that. It feels like MW2, but more balanced and shit. That's really just, that's kind of what it is. The campaign's really fun though. I really like the campaign. I think it's the second best campaign in the original Modern Warfare trilogy. It's super over the top Michael Bay shit, but really, really memorable stuff. And then for me, out of all the MW games, the original trilogy and the new ones too, it's got the best Spec Ops mode because I had Spec Ops Survival and it was really fun in MW3. I played a lot of Spec Ops Survival. It's just the rest of the game isn't as good as MW2, so it's just gonna fall to a B tier. That's all. But I haven't really played that much MW3, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. It's one of my least played Call of Duty games. I think it's fun. It's just kind of whatever to me. Who do you think I am? What we got? Is that a Lego Darth Vader? Ook. I don't know. Ook. Do I know you IRL? I don't know. Kook. Peace for having BO1 on an S. Thank you. But yeah, MW3, good game. I just don't, it's kind of the same thing as MW2. Most of my emotional attachment to Call of Duty is Black Ops, not Modern Warfare. That's why I'm a Treyarch fanboy and not an Infinity Ward fanboy. Now here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we're here. Black Ops 2 is the greatest Call of Duty game of all time. It just is. And I don't care what anybody says. It just is. It just is the best Call of Duty game of all time. And here's why. It's got, well, there. It's got the best multiplayer in the entire franchise. It's got the best multiplayer out of any Call of Duty game ever. And that is because the maps are a 10 out of 10. The weapon balance is a 10 out of 10. It's just so good. First game with the pick 10 system. Probably the best creative class system. The modes, like, there's just Black Ops 2 multiplayer is just peak. It's absolute peak. It's so good. I could literally just jerk off this game verbally for hours. I'm not going to, though. I'm just going to say a few words. Oh, also, first game to ever have a DLC weapon, and it's the Peacekeeper. That gun is amazing. I love, that's one of my favorite guns in COD history. Then you got guns like the MSMC, the PDW, the Vector was really good, the Scorpion, the MTAR, the AN94, the M8. I mean, crazy. And then you got Hijacked, you got Standoff, Raid, Slums. It's got the best DLC maps of all time. And then we haven't even talked about Zombies or the campaign. In my opinion, the second best campaign in Call of Duty history behind Black Ops 1. First campaign to have like a choose your own adventure type thing going on. Another amazing story with amazing characters. Raul Menendez is the best villain in Call of Duty history. And the Zombies is awesome. It's got some low lows like Transit, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If I said I didn't have fun playing Transit, I'd be a fucking liar. I love Transit. I played it all the time with my cousins. You try to play Transit by yourself, yeah, it's AIDS. But playing Transit with like friends is so much fun. Die Rise is awful though. Die Rise is awful. That's a horrible Zombies map. But I actually really enjoy Transit. I like how you could play Bus Depot Survival, Farm Survival, and Town Survival. I enjoyed all of those. Mob of the Dead, one of the greatest maps of all time. Buried is like a top 3 Zombies map for me of all time. Origins is like objectively the best Zombies map of all time. I mean, BO2 is just an absolute 10 out of 10 God tier game. There will never be a game like BO2. There just won't be. And like I said, it's the first game I ever played in its development cycle. I have so much nostalgia, love for this game. It's the game that made me love Call of Duty. Honestly, if it wasn't for BO2, I wouldn't even be here today, streaming, doing YouTube, anything. I can't put into words how much I love BO2. One of my favorite games of all time. It's not even just my favorite Call of Duty games, one of my favorite games of all time. So good. I'm going to cut myself off there because I'm just going to keep talking about how much I love this game if I don't stop. If I don't stop myself. My last name had C and O in my name. BO2 Zombies was the best. It's BO2 Zombies is probably my second favorite. Probably my second favorite. I really, really like BO2 Zombies a lot. There's one other game I like more though. We'll get to that. Oh, COD Mobile, I just put it in never played because I didn't feel like it was fair to compare it to the other like actual games. And I'm also just not like a mobile gamer. That's not my thing. But I know COD Mobile, like to people that like games like that, is like the greatest thing ever. And in theory, like it's like the greatest hits of Call of Duty. That's awesome. Great game. It's just I haven't played it enough. It's not my thing. I don't want to compare it to the other games because I feel like it wouldn't be fair. I agree though. Transit is fun. I get why it's hated because objectively Transit is a bad map. Objectively Transit is a bad map, but you can have fun on it. And at the end of the day, I'm playing zombies for fun. I don't care. Like I said, you can't play it solo, but if you have people to play Transit with, it's awesome. Kino will always be the best map. It's up there for me. But again, there's other maps I have over it. But Kino is like the first zombies map that I really got. I think Kino is the first zombies map I played, and then I played Knocked after. I love Kino. Okay. Oh, so I'm trying to think who you are, Kook, but I'm not sure. I'm drawing a blank. Here we are. How the mighty have fallen. We go from the greatest Call of Duty game of all time to the worst Call of Duty game of all time in a year. How did this happen? I just smacked the fuck out of my mic. How did this happen? How did this happen? How'd we get here, dude? How'd we get here, dude? What happened? What the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? Oh, I'm really fucking on my mic. Hold up. I'm making all crooked and shit. There we go. What happened? Modern Warfare ended. They tried to make a new series. It fell fucking flat, bro. It fell flat. The campaign, mid as fuck. Mid as hell. The multiplayer is the worst multiplayer in the history of COD. The maps are horrible. Like, they're war crime levels of bad. Like, the maps are horrible. The guns are kind of cool. That's the one saving grace of Ghosts. The guns, not bad. Honey Badger and shit. Like, the guns are kind of fun. But the time to kill is absurdly fast for no reason. The maps are huge for no reason. They're like ground war maps, but they're 6v6. And then Extinction is just not it, Chief. I'm sorry. It's better than like some of the Spec Ops modes, but like it's just not it, you know? It's just not it. They tried, you know, they tried stuff. They tried some stuff out. It just didn't hit. It just didn't. The multiplayer just what are we doing with the kill streaks, bro? Why are we getting rid of the UAV? Like, sometimes dev studios and Call of Duty, like, because people say it's the same game every year, they try to change shit that just doesn't need to be changed, and Ghosts is the biggest example of that. Why are we changing the kill streaks like that? Like, why is there not a UAV? Why is there 50 trillion perks in the game? Like, it's just it went wrong. It went wrong, bro. I will say that some of the DLC maps are cool. Like, they have the Michael Myers map, they have like the Predator map. Yeah, the Vector was crazy. Like, really, like, some of the DLC maps were cool. The guns were cool, but most of the maps, like the launch maps, are horrible. There's a couple good ones, but most of them are really bad. I mean, Stonehaven, are you fucking kidding me? There's that map that takes place in a falling building that gives me motion sickness. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's so bad. It's bad. It's really, really bad. I don't even have a day of playtime in Ghosts. It's just pitiful. Oh, we'll get to World War II. I have takes about World War II. Ghost had a good story. I mean, sort of, kind of. The campaign isn't the worst. It's not the worst. The campaign is probably the best thing about it, honestly. I actually really like the last mission in the campaign, like we were on the train That's cool. That's like some Uncharted shit. But I literally couldn't tell you a single thing about Ghost's story except for Puppy, Rourke, Dad dies, there ain't gonna be any ghosts. That's all I can tell you. It's the only thing I can tell you about Call of Duty Ghosts and like space. But the story is just, you know, it's a story. Yeah, Ghost is just horrible to me. I hate that game with a passion. I know there's a lot of Ghost defenders out there. It couldn't be me. And remember, this is all my opinion. If you like the games that I don't like, I'm not saying like you have to agree with me. This is my opinion. If you enjoyed Ghosts, I'm actually glad, because then that means that that game at least wasn't just a complete waste. Like somebody enjoyed it at least. You know what I mean? It's my opinion. I don't want to make anybody feel bad about their opinion. Just putting that out there now. Now, Advanced Warfare. I respect it for what it did. It was like huge for Call of Duty. Jetpacks, you know, super futuristic. Like we're leaning all the way into the futuristic shit. Black Ops 2, you know, we were fiddling with it, you know, we were tickling it. Advanced Warfare, we're here. You know, we got laser guns, we got fucking exosuits, exo clowns. You know, we got it. We got Kevin Spacey. Jesus Christ, we got Kevin Spacey. I'm not gonna keep you guys in suspense. This is like the middest of mid to me. Advanced Warfare is the middest of mid. I respect what it did. I don't hate the advanced movement era of Call of Duty like a lot of people do. Some people absolutely love it. A lot of people absolutely hate it. I like it. I think Advanced Warfare is fine. Campaign, mid. It has some cool moments in it. Same thing. I couldn't tell you a single thing about it except for Kevin Spacey, Troy Baker, exosuits, Australian guy. Press F to pay respects. And I remember like a character I like died in it. That kind of, I was upset. Multiplayer was just very mid to me. It was cool for a while to use the exosuits and stuff, and I still think it's cool, but advanced movement got done a lot better. We're going to talk about that in a second. The maps were pretty good, you know. I don't remember like any egregiously awful maps off the top of my head. But the big problems with Advanced Warfare. Weapon balance, fucking yikes. ASM1, ball 27, all you gotta say. And the worst supply drop system in the history of Call of Duty. Straight pay to win, no way around it. It's just, you get a better blueprint of a gun, you win. That is it. And the only way to do it is by buying a million supply drops and praying you get the best blueprint of the bow in the ASM1. That is it. It ruined the game. The supply drops ruined the multiplayer. If you take the supply drops out and you bounce the ASM1 in the ball, you actually got a pretty solid game. I think if that happened, it'd be a B tier game for me, honestly. But pay to win, shit balance. The advanced movement is just a little too crazy in Advanced Warfare. It's a little too much. And Exo Zombies is kind of not good either. The first map I actually had fun with. The Burger Town map of Exo Zombies is one of the worst things I've ever played in my life. It's just mid to me. It's not the worst zombies mode, but it's not even close to the best. It's not the best multiplayer. It's not even the best advanced movement multiplayer. Then the campaign's just middle of the pack. This is the perfect mid tier of a Call of Duty. Doesn't get more mid than Advanced Warfare. And it is what it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. Call of Duty has been saved by David Vonderhaar yet again, because Black Ops 3 is an fucking S tier. Absolutely love this game, bro. I can't. Another one where like I can't put into words how much I love Black Ops 3. Lo-fi turned off for a second. I don't want to hear that. I'm not feeling that either. Hold on, chat. We're getting a vibe check. This is acceptable. Black Ops 3 is an S tier. The only thing, well, no, I can say a couple bad things about BO3, but BO3 took the advanced movement and futuristic setting from Advanced Warfare and perfected it. Absolutely perfected it. This game has the best advanced movement in the franchise. It's the best advanced movement game in the franchise by a mile. And it's one of the best multiplayers in general, not even just for advanced movement, because it clears Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare. It's just one of the best multiplayers in the franchise. Great maps, great guns, good balance besides the Brecci being one of the stupidest guns ever. That gun is insanely OP. I personally really enjoy specialists. I like them a lot. And I think BO3 did it the best, specialist wise. It felt like BO2, but more futuristic. I think it was a perfect follow-up to BO2 while also being a really nice follow-up to Advanced Warfare. Like, this game is just amazing. The multiplayer is amazing. Another really solid group of like DLC maps. Let's get to some of the negatives now, though. It wasn't all sunshines and rainbows. Worst campaign in the franchise. I'll say it. I love Treyarch. I love my dude Vondahar. He sends me checks in the mail, you know, because all I do is talk about how much I love Treyarch games and how much I love Treyarch. The campaign's dog shit. It's bad. It's really bad. I was so disappointed when I played the BO3 campaign for the first time, because it's just not a sequel to BO2 or 1 in the slightest. It's his own weird fucking mindfuck of a story. I don't even know what the hell happened. Horrible characters. Gameplay wasn't anything good. Just really bad campaign. Really bad campaign. And supply drops again. Supply drops aren't good in this game. They're not. But at least they weren't pay to win like Advanced Warfare was. I'm not saying that there's not really good weapons and supply drops, but all of the base, like the best base weapons can compete with the best supply drop weapons. Like, not like if you get like the Peacekeeper out of a supply drop, you're not just gonna shit on everybody. Like, you'll still get shit on by regular base guns. Does it suck though that there's supply drops in the game? Yes. I have like 20 days played in BO3 and I don't even have like half of the DLC guns. That pisses me off a little bit. That's the first game I hit Prestige Master in ever in Call of Duty. I don't have like half of the DLC guns in the game, and that kind of pisses me off. I don't have the FAMAS. I don't have the Peacekeeper. You know, sucks. It does. But at least they're not insanely broken like some of the other DLC guns that are in supply drops in other games. But they also did like some cool stuff where like the supply drop camos and shit were really cool. They were really, really good. I mean, BO3, honestly, camo wise, it might be my favorite. It might be. It's the first game to ever have dark matter. All of the DLC camos are awesome, and the supply drop camos are really cool too. The only thing that I can say is like diamond kind of looks like poop in BO3, especially after BO2. BO2's diamond is beautiful. BO3 is kind of poop, but first game of dark matter, amazing camos. And in my opinion, BO3 has the best zombies mode of all time. I think before Zombie Chronicles dropped, you could have made an argument for BO3 not being the best zombies game, but with all of the original maps plus Zombies Chronicles, to me it's undeniably the best zombies game of all time, just period. Yeah, quick scoping wasn't great in BO3. They took away like aim assist because people really really hated sniping after BO2, so they nerfed it into the ground in BO3. But I'm kind of okay with it because I'm not a sniper. Okay, get some water. I'm talking a lot. Best zombies mode ever. I mean, you got maps like, I'm not gonna lie, Shadows of Evil on launch wasn't good, but once they patched Shadows of Evil, made some like updates to the game, like less Margwas and whatever else I forgot the changes they made to Shadows of Evil. After they changed Shadows of Evil a little bit, that's a top 5 zombies map, maybe even top 3 zombies map for me. Horizon Draw is another one of the best zombies maps of all time. Garad Crovey, amazing. Revelations is actually pretty cool. A lot of people shit on Revelations. It's a really cool like fan service zombies map. Like having little bits of super iconic zombies maps all in one is a cool idea. I think it's a cool map. The only zombies map in BO3 that I'm not crazy about is Zetsubo. But it kind of looked cool at least, I guess. But the map itself isn't very good. And then on top of all of that, I almost always forget Free Run. Such a simple little bonus mode, but Free Run in BO3 was fun as fuck. It's a parkour mode, dude. It was good. It was good. It got you, it was like a good way to practice your advanced movement while also having like a fun little competitive way to get better at it. Like really fun. And then you also had the Nightmares Zombies campaign, like and Dead Ops Arcade 3 or 2, whatever it was. BO3 on launch had the most content out of any Call of Duty game of all time. You got a campaign, a co-op campaign, multiplayer, zombies, a zombies campaign, and a parkour mode. Like, that's crazy. BO3 did that. BO3 did that. BO3 is the reason why I bought a PS4, because I needed to play it. And it's just, oh man, BO3, man. It's got problems, yes. Campaign bad, supply drops bad, but everything else is a 10 out of 10, bro. And this is my logic behind my S tier games. This is why I need to update this tier list, because these are my 3 favorite Call of Duty games of all time. And in my opinion, they all do something the best out of the series. Black Ops 1, best campaign. Black Ops 2, best multiplayer. Black Ops 3, best zombies. And then on top of that, one of the best multiplayers and one of the best zombies. Second best zombies, second best campaign. BO3, it does have the worst campaign, but it has the best zombies and the best advanced movement multiplayer. So it kind of balances out a little bit in my eyes. That's kind of my logic, just so you guys can understand a little bit. Like this is my thought process. Hopefully you see the vision. Also, those are my top 3 most played COD games. And if a remaster of any of them gets announced, like right now, I'll probably have a heart attack, shit my pants, cream my pants, and just, you know, yeah, end stream and pre-order. So that's gonna be the reasoning behind my S tier games. That's really it. Infinite Warfare. I'm not gonna lie, that comment makes me want to keep talking about Black Ops 3. I'm gonna talk about the games as much as I like. Thank you very much. Infinite Warfare. If you asked me this like a couple years ago, I would put this in F tier. And I think it kind of could deserve F tier. It could, but I've had a little bit of a change of heart. This game is just a victim of wrong place at the wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time. It's just not what we needed when it came out. People were kind of over futuristic shit, and they're like, you know what? Star Wars. Call of Duty Battlefront. We're going to fucking space, dog. Like, yeah, they did that. And it's also basically a Black Ops 3 clone. It's a worse version of Black Ops 3 in every way. The specialists, they didn't even try to hide it. Like, let's just take the same fucking abilities and the same movement, but make it worse. To me, Infinite Warfare is a D tier. When it came out, this is the closest we ever got to Call of Duty being killed. This was the closest we ever came to Call of Duty just dying. Because nobody gave a fuck about Infinite Warfare except for a very, very, very small portion of the community, me included. So why isn't it F? If you go back and play it now, it's a fun game. It is. But I just can't look past this, a worse version of BO3 in every way. And for it to come out immediately after BO3 made it look even worse. Because they tried to copy their multiplayer. They tried to copy their like zombies a little bit. It's just, oh man, like it was really, really rough. Zombie YouTubers are not having fun. Multiplayer YouTubers are not having fun. COD was dead. It was dead. No, MW2 is not the closest Call of Duty has come to being dead. It is Infinite Warfare. It is 100% Infinite Warfare. Because there's still Call of Duty YouTubers that are kind of hanging around right now. Call of Duty YouTubers were nowhere to be found when Infinite Warfare was out. And if they were, it was Jev playing Modern Warfare Remastered. That was literally like it. And like Prestige is Key. Infinite Warfare was just, oh my God. It literally almost ended everything. It literally almost ended everything. But if Infinite Warfare released right now, it would be at least a C tier, I think. Maybe a B. Like, if Infinite Warfare released right now, I think it would go over a lot better than when it came out. But, like, it still is just... It's I don't know. I didn't even finish the campaign, so I can't even really talk to the campaign. Zombies of Spaceland is alright, but multiplayer was rough when it came out. It was really rough. We're not talking about dead CODs, because shit, half of the games on this tier list are dead CODs. I'm talking about a game that almost killed the community when it came out. Like, Vanguard almost did last year. MW2 is killing COD this year. Infinite Warfare killed COD when it came out. Real bad. Real bad. But yeah, that's kind of my logic behind that. It kind of deserves F tier for what it did to the community and for it being a BO3 clone, but worse. But if I play it now and ignore the context of when it came out and everything, it's fun. It is. It's not amazing, but it's fun. So I'll give it a D tier. I'll show it a little bit of mercy. Last time I did a tier list, this was F tier with Ghosts. I've changed a little bit. Now we go to Modern Warfare Remastered. And this was funny. This is also proof that they knew that they were killing the community, because they're like, yeah, dog, the community is not having this. Let's remaster Modern Warfare and package it with Infinite Warfare, so maybe people will care about Call of Duty. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. They had to package Modern Warfare Remastered with it just so like COD was relevant. That's how bad Infinite Warfare was killing the community back then. It's like, we need to make our only remaster of all time and package it with this piece of shit, otherwise we're fucked. Like, it's insane. That alone just proves that Infinite Warfare really almost was the apocalypse of Call of Duty. all that to the side, Modern Warfare Remastered, fun game. Like I said, I didn't really get to play COD 4 when it came out, and when I got it, it was hacked to shit. So this is like my only like COD 4 experience. And one thing I'll say about Infinite Warfare and COD 4 Remastered, Modern Warfare Remastered, one of the better supply drop systems, because they were getting crucified for supply drops. So like, okay, we need to find a way to make it a little bit better. So they let you earn parts, and you can use your parts to buy stuff in supply drops. They had like collections, and if you like complete the collection, you like get a gun, or you get a camo, or get a skin, or whatever. So Infinite Warfare and COD 4, they did kind of sort of start to fix supply drops a little bit, but they were still there. But it wasn't like pay to win. It wasn't like, it was okay. It was all right. It was acceptable. COD 4 by itself, though, I mean, maybe you can make an argument saying it's like the most influential game of all time, the original COD 4. It was groundbreaking for when it came out. First Call of Duty game to have creative class, kill streaks, all that. Iconic maps, iconic guns. But if I'm being honest, I think some of the maps aren't very good. It's got very high highs and low lows. You've got one of my all-time favorite maps like Vacant. And then you have one of my all-time least favorite maps like Block. That map is horrible. And then the gun balance, awful, because the M16 just fucks. It just destroys everything. And the campaign is really good. I enjoy the campaign. It doesn't even have a third mode. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. Like, it's a good game. Its impact can't be stressed enough. But I just think people have real rose-tinted glasses for that game. And if it was just based on impact, COD 4 would be an S tier game. But if I'm just looking at the game now, it's not one of the first games I'm going to play. It's not one of my favorite games. I think it was huge for when it came out, huge for the series, huge for gaming in general. But there's been much better in terms of COD. Much, much better. Even in the Modern Warfare franchise, there's games that are much better than COD 4. Take another sip of water before we talk about World War II. Okay. I've got another hot take incoming. World War II, in my opinion, is the most overhated Call of Duty of all time, because it is not a bad game. It's actually a good game. I enjoy World War II a lot. I always did. The multiplayer, in my opinion, is fun. But a campaign, bad. Zombies, really bad. But the multiplayer, to me, is fun. I enjoyed it. War mode in World War II multiplayer is like one of my favorite modes in Call of Duty history. I really enjoyed it a lot. I wish, and I was praying they were going to bring it back in Vanguard, but they didn't. I still kind of wish that it would come back. It was fun. The maps, pretty decent. The guns, pretty decent. Like, it was good to me. It was good. Not amazing, not horrible. It's joining Advanced Warfare right on the C tier. Right on the C tier. It's middle of the pack. It's a fun game. I played a lot of World War II. I played it a lot. There were little lulls of content, and it definitely got better after that patch halfway through the game, where they're like, okay, we're just gonna basically reverse all of the changes we made to the game when it came out. After that, it got a lot better, but I still didn't even mind it when it released. It had good ideas, like that headquarters thing was kind of a cool idea. I wouldn't have minded if that came back into COD. It was completely broken on launch. It didn't work. But once they fixed it, it was kind of a cool idea. And one thing, it has the same supply drop system as COD 4 or Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. But one thing that World War II did amazing was events. Like, they had a great summer event. They had a great Halloween event. Really fun. Like, they added like Horde Point with like zombies to multiplayer. Really fun. They had like that whole like sandbox summer map. Really fun. I don't know. I really enjoyed World War II. I had a great time with it. There's highs and lows to it. The peaks were very good. The lows were just kind of boring and mid. I just don't get why people hate it so much. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to me. I could go back and play World War II and have a good time. It's not one of the best in the series. It's not one of the worst in the series. To me, it's just right in the middle, right with Advanced Warfare. Sledgehammer is just very good at making perfectly acceptable Call of Duties until we get to the newest one they made. Yeah, World War II is like a C for me. I enjoy it. My biggest critique with World War II is that it feels like a PG version of World War II. It feels like it was a PG, like Disney version of World War II. And as someone that really likes World War II, yeah, they just didn't use the setting to its potential, especially when they only made it Americans, Germans, nothing else. It got very boring. I wish they would have expanded it to like the Pacific Theater and had different factions and stuff. But it's kind of it for World War II. Black Ops 4. Now this is like the toughest game for me to rank because I have such a love-hate relationship with this game. On launch, Black Ops 4 was one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. Halfway through the game, they really fucked this game up bad. Really bad. They added supply drops, a season pass, and an item shop. The worst microtransactions in Call of Duty history. Really bad. And they were pay to win because like the VMP, which was in supply drops, was like the best gun in the game. And it still is. So when they added supply drops, reserve cases, an item shop, and a season pass, like they added all microtransactions to the game, and there was nothing to earn in the game. Basically, they gave you like a battle pass type thing that was free at least, but the stuff they put in the battle pass was kind of whack compared to like the battle pass, the supply drop shit. It was. So there's really nothing to grind for because all the good stuff is in supply drops. You gotta get lucky and see if you can get it, or you gotta buy the cool bundles in the shop. So I eventually just stopped playing it because I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, at least BO3 still had stuff to grind, even though there were supply drops. BO4 didn't have anything to grind because everything was in supply drops. They got rid of, that was another huge thing for Black Ops 3 that I completely forgot to talk about. Hero gear is one of the best additions to the Call of Duty franchise in general. I wish every game had hero gear for specialists and operators. Black Ops 3 gave dark matter and hero gear. That's fucking awesome. They got rid of hero gear in Black Ops 4 for no reason. There's no hero gear, but there is dark matter. But like, I don't know. That's the only thing you can go for in BO4 is literally dark matter and gun levels. And once you level up the guns, and if you get dark matter, you're done. Like, there's no reason to play the game. But once the game was dead and its life cycle was over and Modern Warfare came out, they completely reversed all of that and made it so you can earn the guns and all the supply drop stuff by playing the game like it always should have been. So this is why it's tough to rank, because on launch, loved it before the supply drops and everything came into the game. The middle and ending of the game is horrible. And then after its life cycle, it's really fun again because now you can actually earn stuff and grind stuff. No campaign. That kind of sucks. Zombies, not very good. But not the worst. It's just kind of all right. They tried to make zombies more balanced, which to me is just misguided. Like, the fun to zombies to me is like kind of being OP when she get pack-a-punch and all that shit. So making changes like that to zombies just didn't really work out for me. Plus they tried to start a whole new storyline that just wasn't hitting the same as the classic storyline with Rick Toffin and the boys. And like I said, I like specialists. They were a little crazy at times in BO4. Some of them are really OP, but they kind of got bounced out a little bit, so now it's not that bad. This is tough, man, because you could make an argument for Black Ops 4 being like a D tier. You could, but I'm not going to. I think I usually, like in the other tier list I did like in the past, like years ago on Twitch, I put it C tier. Really thinking about it, Black Ops 4 is a B tier game to me. It's a B tier because I had a lot of fun with the game. If I were to go back and play it, which I've almost been kind of feeling like I want to go back and play Black Ops 4 a little bit, I'm getting the itch, I would have fun. I think it's a fun game. It's super arcadey. It's very hero shootery. It doesn't necessarily even feel that much like Call of Duty because it's so arcadey, but I kind of like it for how different it is. Like, there's no other Call of Duty game that plays like BO4. Manual healing with a slow time to kill and specialists and score streaks. Like, when you're cooking in BO4, you feel like a literal god. But when you're getting smoked in BO4, it's like the worst time you could ever have playing a Call of Duty game, because you're getting fucked by kill streaks, you're getting fucked by specialist abilities, and you're getting fucked by sweats in the lobby. Like, you get hammered when you're losing in BO4, and it's the highs and lows. But I enjoy the specialists. I like the slow time to kill, and I like the manual healing. I like the maps for the most part. The only thing that I don't like was that they just ruined the game with microtransactions during its life cycle and no campaign. But I think them saving the game at the end of its life cycle kind of really improved its standings for me, because like if I wanted to go back and play it now, I'd have a good time, like I just said. And I did have a really good time with it on launch too, so I feel like I've enjoyed it more than I have disliked it. But when I've disliked it, I've very much so disliked it. If that middle period never happened, it would easily be an A tier game to me. It's like teetering on B and C, but I feel like I look back on BO4 more positively than negatively, even though I do get negative thoughts. So I'm gonna give it a B tier. I like Black Ops 4. I think it did some great things. I think it did some horrible things. We'll kind of keep it at that. Wish there was a campaign. And we'll talk about Blackout later. Modern Warfare 2019. The game that saved Call of Duty. It was a big part was Warzone. That really saved Call of Duty. Another game I have a love-hate relationship with. Kind of for different reasons, but I'm also going to put Modern Warfare 2019 in the B tier. I think Modern Warfare 2019 has one of the best campaigns in the series. And the multiplayer has very high highs and very low lows. I've had amazing times playing Modern Warfare 2019. And I've had times where I've never gotten so mad at a Call of Duty game in my entire life. I've never raged so hard while playing a Call of Duty game than when I was playing MW19. I just blatantly disagree with some of the gameplay decisions they made, and it's the same thing for MW2. Infinity Ward wants to really push a slower, more tactical game. And for me, that's not what I go to for Call of Duty. I go for more fast-paced fun instead of like slow, campy shit like that. But the overall vibe of MW19 is strong, and I really like it. It's got some of the best gunplay in the entire franchise. I never got the hard on that people have for the movement in this game, because yeah, like the sliding and stuff and the tac sprint are good additions, but I feel like I'm running through fucking drying concrete. Like I move so slow. I don't like that. I'm not crazy about the movement in MW19. I think adding a tac sprint and a slide is good, but I think it was done better in other games that we're also going to talk about. The maps, looking back on them, same thing, very high highs, very low lows. There's some maps I really like Hackney Yard, and then there's some maps I really dislike, like Grozny Raid. I think the DLC maps they added were good for the most part, like Sawmill. I love that map. I think it's amazing. This is also the first Call of Duty game that had crossplay. It got rid of supply drops. We got battle passes. We had an item shop, but we had free multiplayer maps, free guns. Great changes for the franchise. Along with obviously the massive overhaul of the engine, and graphics were great. I do really like MW19. I just have some gripes with it, like no dead silence. The minimap stuff. Well, yeah, the minimap stuff. Unless you have like a UAV or some shit. And just the camp, like holding campers' hands. And like, I don't personally like doors and mounting and stuff, but I don't know. I enjoy MW19 though. Amazing campaign. The multiplayer can be very fun and also very bad. But I look at MW19 pretty fondly most of the time. It took me a little while. I used to shit on it a lot, but it also had amazing season updates. Like I said, with the DLC, weapons, and maps and stuff. So overall, I do enjoy MW19. I do. I just have some very big problems with it that kind of hold it back. Another game like BO4 that could be an A tier game, but there's just some things that stop me from completely loving it. Wow, I'm talking a lot. My throat hurts. Drinking more water. We're almost done, chat. Almost. All right. Now we get to Black Ops Cold War. And this is also going to be a hot take. People from my Twitch community know that I might have been the biggest Cold War fanboy on Twitch when this game came out. I love Cold War. And I kind of take back what I said with World War II being the most overhated game in the franchise. It's not. Cold War is the most overhated game in the franchise because this game is fucking amazing. I love Cold War. Cold War is an A tier to me. I love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it feels like a great balance of like modern Call of Duty with classic Call of Duty. It had some of the updates that MW19 had to like the movement and the gunsmith and all that, while also feeling like a spiritual successor to Black Ops 1. And I loved it. I think, yeah, the gunplay obviously is a step back from MW19, but I still enjoy it because it gives me that classic COD feel. I actually like the movement of Cold War better than MW19, which is, I know people will flame me for that. Amazing maps, in my opinion. I really enjoy the maps of Cold War. Maybe like Miami aside, even though I don't think it's like as bad as some people say. I'm not going to defend it either. It's gorgeous looking, but it doesn't play the best. I I think it's a pretty balanced game too. Like there were moments where like the new guns were kind of broken and really strong, but they usually got handled pretty quickly. The marshals were like insane, but they usually handled them pretty quickly. Really, really good season updates. Like we got like 4 maps every season, new guns. I also just really liked the camos, the weapon skins, the character skins, the operators that we got. I just really like the fun vibe that we got, like an 80s kind of Cold War post-Vietnam era. Like I really, really enjoyed the whole vibe of the game. Haven't talked about like any of the multiplayer music yet, but like Cold War has one of the best multiplayer themes ever. That's just a bop. I mean, we got fucking Ghostface as an operator in this game. Awesome. Amazing Halloween event. The best Halloween event ever, in my opinion. It was also when we got the Haunting of Verdansk in Warzone, which was great. Another amazing campaign that is a sequel to Black Ops 1. It was a really, really good campaign. Just a little too short. One of the best zombies modes of all time, in my opinion, too. I really enjoy Cold War Zombies a lot. And the zombie maps are free, which is huge. This game is just an absolute banger to me. I don't know. I never got the hate that this game got. I know that's like technically a step back from MW19, but this is like classic Call of Duty to me, baby. Like, like it's great. I don't know. I really, really fuck with Cold War a lot. I really don't have too many qualms with it. I really don't. Even like gunfight tournaments in this game, I played that all the time. It had a cool 12v12 mosh pit. I played a little bit of like competitive, not a lot, but a little bit. It's the first game I ever played competitive on. I don't know, man. I don't really see the hate that this game gets. And considering the hell of a development cycle that they went through to make this game, it's kind of a miracle that the game even plays and that it works, let alone be any type of good. If Treyarch's game is next game is kind of a sequel to this, I'm 100% in. I'm down. Out of like the new era of COD, Cold War by far is my favorite out of all of them. I love Cold War. This is another game I could just talk about how much I love all day long. But really, really, really like Cold War a lot. Just a perfect spiritual sequel to Black Ops 1 and a beautiful blending of old and new styles of Call of Duty. Then we get to Vanguard. I was a Vanguard defender and believer. I wanted to believe that Sledgehammer was going to fix the game and save the game. I believed in the potential that the game had, just to ultimately be let down and disappointed. Because there's still bugs in this game that were there on launch that are still there today if you go back and play it. Yeah, I really didn't want to have to do it to Vanguard, but it's an F-tier game. It's an F-tier game. It's not like, how are you going to make a World War II game and then your next game is also a World War II game, but it's worse than the last one you made? I don't understand that. I don't get it. The only like really good thing I can say is the movement in Vanguard is the best movement we've ever had in a Call of Duty game. It felt like butter. The gunplay, pretty good too, but the guns themselves, horrible. Leveling up guns in Vanguard was an absolute fucking nightmare, because until you get every gun to like level 20, they feel unusable. Most of them feel absolutely unusable. And this is where like the creative class and shit just started getting way too complex for no reason. And on paper, being able to have every single attachment type on your gun hypes me up, and that's like, because I love putting tons of attachments on my gun, so it's like, oh, this is gonna be fucking awesome. No. The guns people were walking around with were just broken sometimes, like crazy shit. Just I don't know, man. It's literally MW19 with better movement with a World War II skin, but also kind of like Infinite Warfare. It's just like worse in every way. The map's bad, the guns bad. The only thing about the multiplayer that I actually enjoyed in Vanguard was ranked. That was literally it. I enjoyed ranked. Because if you try to play pubs with the shotguns and shit, oh my god, I want to put my head through a wall sometimes. But ranked, I had fun because it got rid of a lot of the bullshit. It's just, you know, ARs, SMGs, most of the better maps in the game. Most is the keyword. And it gave me something to kind of grind towards. I enjoyed playing ranked. That's about it. Pubs was horrible. One of the worst pub games of all time. Campaign was pretty good. It was all right, I guess. Nothing amazing. I enjoyed it. And then the single worst zombies mode of all time. Overall, Vanguard was just kind of a massive, buggy mess. It felt soulless. Like, it just felt empty. I don't know. Like, when I was playing, it just felt like an empty, hollow shell of a game. There was just nothing to it. Like, MW19 had a vibe. Cold War had a vibe. This one really doesn't. Like, it just feels like a shell of a Call of Duty game. Like, I don't know. It just didn't really do anything for me. I think it had a good launch for the most part. Like, they brought back hero gear, which made me excited. And I'm happy that they did that at least, but like, they just did not update the game. They didn't put enough content into the game. There was barely any content updates. They literally scrapped an entire season of content just because they weren't updating the game, and they ran so far behind, like, fuck, we have to do one less season of content now. All of the best stuff was in the shop. It just kind of a complete and utter disaster of a game. Game had a lot of potential because it's like, it technically feels good. Like, the gunplay, once you have guns leveled up with attachments, feels good, and the movement feels good, but everything else is bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, massive disappointment. I wanted to love Vanguard. I defended it for so long. Just, I don't know, man. It's a World War II game, and then they added like laser guns at the end of the game. So I don't know. Just a disaster of a game. Absolute catastrophe. Now, MW2. MW22, as I like to call it. MW22. This was supposed to save Call of Duty again from itself. After Vanguard, Call of Duty again finds itself in a very bad predicament. And everybody's like, well, we're getting Modern Warfare 2 too. You know, everybody's kind of just holding their breath, waiting for that game to come out. Did it save Call of Duty? No. It did not. And kind of like Vanguard, it's another game where I've been defending it, saying that it has potential to be so much better than it is. But I'm not, you know, fool me once, shame on me. I'm not being fooled twice. I'm not, bro. I know what Call of Duty is about now. They're not going to make this game up to its full potential. It's just not going to be. And that's a shame, because on paper, this game has the ingredients to kind of make me like it better than MW19, but I just don't. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. I just don't like it better than MW19. The maps for the most part are kind of better than MW19. The gunplay feels about the same as MW19, and I don't like slide canceling, so I'm happy that they got rid of slide canceling. But man, it's the same fucking shit. Not enough content, not enough updates. The game just gets boring. no dead silence, and the mini map, you know, slow, campy fuckfest of a game. Pubs like Vanguard, completely unplayable for the most part. Very rarely do you get into a public match and, you know, not get a disgusting lobby. So the only thing I can really do on MW2 is play ranked. And I will be honest, I like ranked in MW2. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun playing it. I actually like ranked in MW2 better than Vanguard. I do. The rank system is also just a little bit more updated, fleshed out, and improved upon from Vanguard. But I like the maps in MW2 and just the guns of MW2 better than Vanguard. And this game is another one where, like, it kind of has a vibe, but it also feels soulless at the same time. It's weird. I don't know. The campaign, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really good campaign. Story's a little ridiculous, but the gameplay was fun. The settings are fun. The characters are great. Spec Ops, I don't give a fuck about still. This newest season we got is the best season we've had so far, but that's not saying much. As of right now, I'm feeling a C tier for MW22. I'm feeling a C tier overall because I like the campaign. I like ranked. That's kind of it. I'm really into ranked right now. I'm having a lot of fun playing ranked. So I can't lie and say that I hate the game, because I don't. I just think this game could be a lot better than what it is right now. Like a lot better. I don't know how we're sitting here in 2023 with a game literally titled Modern Warfare 2 and it's flopping right now. If ranked didn't come out, we'd be in Infinite Warfare territory. like the game would be completely dead. But ranked at least keeps some people around. Like, I watch a lot of like ranked streams and stuff with like Tim the Tatman even plays it and shit, like, and it's fun to watch. If ranked wasn't in this game, it would be the same thing as Infinite Warfare, where like just complete dead community. And it's close. Like, it's bad. We barely have a like, there's, the heartbeat is fading right now. It's pretty bad right now. It's really bad. Warzone also. If it wasn't for a good campaign and it wasn't for ranked, this would probably be in the DF tier, somewhere there. But as of the time of me doing this tier list, I'm enjoying ranked a lot. I'm starting to get better at it because I've been playing it more and figuring out the maps and the game more. So I'm having a good time with it. But once that wears off or changes, I don't know where we'll be at. It could drop. It could also rise if Infinity Ward decides to actually care about the game. But right now, it's just C tier. And that's sad to me because this game should have been an A tier at least. But it's not. Here we are. So that does it for like the main Call of Duty games. Now we got the Battle Royales. All the Battle Royales. Warzone, Warzone 2, Blackout. I'll start with Blackout because it was the first one. Blackout to me is Blackout to me is interesting. Blackout like crawled so Warzone could run. There's things I love about Blackout and there's things I really don't like about Blackout. I think the map for Blackout is awesome. I think the map for Blackout is literally better than Verdansk, Caldera, probably Al Mazrah too. Like it arguably is the best BR map in Call of Duty history. It's basically like fan favorite multiplayer maps and zombie locations as a BR map. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. Where this game kind of stumbles is the UI is pretty horrible. Like the menus and shit, like going into your backpack and looting and just putting attachments on stuff and armoring up and healing all feels pretty bad. It all feels pretty bad and clunky. And the armor system is atrocious. If you get like level 3 armor, it's basically red armor from fucking Apex, and then level 2 and 1 are like blue and gray armor from Apex. Like the difference between armor tiers makes no sense. It's insane. Like if you have level 3 armor, you're basically just winning. And if you're in the end game and you have level 2 armor, you run into someone with level 3, it doesn't matter, you're dead. Like just straight up. So I like the map of Blackout a lot. The idea of it is good. I like having like the specialist abilities and stuff around the map. Special weapons like zombie weapons and stuff is really cool. But it's just the overall clunky, not polished feeling of Blackout lowers it for me. It's kind of funny because Blackout feels more like a free-to-play battle royale than Warzone, and it wasn't. You have to pay to get Black Ops 4 to get Blackout, which is insane. Blackout to me is gonna be it's gonna be a C tier, I think. Middle of the pack also. Just kind of a middle of the pack BR. It's not the worst BR I've ever played, and it's not even close to one of the best. This is a C tier to me. I gotta pee really bad, so I'm gonna pee quick and then we're gonna talk about Warzone. I'll be right back, chat. Hold on. Okay. Man, my throat. Holy fuck. Okay. Now we got to Warzone. And I have, again, hot takes about Warzone. Warzone 1 to me, I always thought it was good, but I never loved it like everybody else did. I never got hooked on it like everybody else did. To this day, I'm just a classic multiplayer kind of guy. I'm not super into battle royales like that. I mean, I really like Apex and I really like Fortnite. So Warzone really should have done a lot more for me than it did. But it's interesting because it's almost like what separates Warzone from the other BRs is the reason why I didn't like it. Like, loadouts to me in Warzone is maybe the biggest problem with Warzone. where there's just like no weapon diversity. Everybody's got the same shit. And it's like if you're not running that one or maybe two different loadouts that are meta, you're getting cooked. And that's just not fun to me. It's one of the reasons why I like Apex so much, is like you can basically use all of the guns in the game and potentially win with them. Like obviously some are better than others, but like you don't have to have a certain loadout to win the game. Warzone, you kind of do. If you have like the non-meta AR or the non-meta SMG, like you're kind of just gonna get cooked. Unless you're in a complete bot lobby, which never happened because Warzone was sweaty as fuck. And cheating was crazy in the first Warzone. I also think people look at Verdansk with rose tinted glasses. I don't think it was that great of a map. It was like fine, you know. People act like it's the greatest BR map ever. It's not even close. Like it's fine. It's all right. I was much more of a Rebirth kind of guy. I really liked Rebirth Island a lot. That's really the only Warzone I played. I played Verdansk a lot, like trying to get my first win, my first couple wins. But then once I got my first few wins on Verdansk, I just only played Rebirth. Honestly, if it wasn't for Rebirth, it would probably be lower, but I'm gonna put Warzone. See, originally going into this, I was gonna put it on C tier, but I don't think it's C. I think Warzone's a B tier. I think it is. I mean, it had a fucking moment in gaming, like where it just had a stranglehold on everything. Like Warzone was the game, and I'll give it a little bit of respect for that. And I did enjoy it. I didn't hate it. I just wasn't super addicted to it like everybody else was, but I still played it a lot. I had a phase where like I played Rebirth a lot, like a lot. But it's not my favorite BR. I think Fortnite and Apex are better. I don't know. It's good. It's fine. Warzone 1 does include Caldera. Caldera is a piece of fucking shit. That map is horrible. Honestly, my favorite era of Warzone was the Cold War era. I think the gun balancing got better towards the end, like before Vanguard came out. Verdansk 84 was cool, and Rebirth was fun. Then Caldera came out, and it was horrible, and I didn't care. Man, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting on C because of Caldera. I kind of forgot. I don't think it's on the same tier as Blackout. I think it's better than Blackout. I'll keep it in B. I'll keep it in B. That's fine. Because I originally had in my head, I was going to put Warzone and Blackout on C and Warzone 2 in B, because I'm one of the few people that actually likes Warzone 2 better than Warzone 1. Because they reversed some of the, or they changed some things about Warzone to make it more Battle Royale-like instead of Warzone-like. Like they limited loadouts. And the map, Al Mazrah, is better than Verdansk, and it's much better than Caldera. And I just like the gameplay of Warzone 2 better than Warzone 1. Also because no slide canceling. A lot of people complain that like getting rid of slide canceling gets like rid of skill, which I mean, I guess, but it also saves my thumbs and it saves my controllers. So I'm fine with it. I don't really like slide canceling. So getting rid of slide canceling and like limiting loadouts a little bit was amazing to me. Those are like my two least favorite things about Warzone. And I think, like I said, Al Mazrah is a better map. Where Warzone 1 is better is I think Rebirth Island is better than Ashika Island, but I still really like Ashika Island. It's just also falling victim to the Modern Warfare 2 symptom right now, where like it's just not getting the update and love it deserves. Because like Warzone was getting updated pretty frequently in the first game, but not so much right now. Warzone 2 is not getting too much love. So it's on the same tier, I think, as Warzone 1. I personally like Warzone 2 a little bit better, just because it feels more like a BR and less like Warzone, which is, I know exactly the reason why people don't like it as much as Warzone 1, but that's my hot take. Like I said, I was gonna have hot takes. So yeah, that's the tier list. Now I'm just gonna kind of go through and like rank everything in tiers, which will take like 2 seconds. But yeah, so that's the tier list. Now we're just gonna go through the tiers. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna change my mind on anything. I don't think I am, to be honest. But let's just start. So Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty game of all time. And I actually like Black Ops 3 better than Black Ops 1. So that's going to be my order for S tier. Black Ops 2, best Call of Duty game of all time. Black Ops 3, my second favorite. Black Ops 1 is my third favorite. S tier, locked in. That's not changing. Now, for A tier, I will be respectful. And I'll put Modern Warfare 2 at the top of A tier. I'm going to put Cold War in second place in A tier. I'm going to put World at War third place in A tier. I love World at War. It's just, obviously, it's like one of the older COD games, so it obviously hasn't aged the best. I would rather play MW2 and Cold War. But World at War, one of my all-time favorite COD games. I love it. Really, really solid. It's just my least favorite out of that bunch. And it's close. All those games are close to me, which I know is crazy to say Cold War. That I have Cold War close to MW2, but it's my tier list. That's how I feel. I love Cold War. Yeah, so B tier. How are we gonna rank this fucking shit show? Well, I definitely have Warzone 2 over Warzone 1. Being honest with myself, Black Ops 4 is my favorite game in this tier. Then then this is gonna get spicy again. I think I like MW19 more than these two. I think this is pretty accurate right here. I'm gonna lock that in for B tier. Black Ops 4 is my favorite in B tier. I like it better than MW19 and all these other games. I didn't play that much MW3, so like my opinion on MW3, take it with a real grain of salt. Like, if you love MW3, I'm sorry, I just didn't play it that much, and like I said, to me, it just feels like MW 2.5. I feel like I'm not even really that qualified to speak on MW3, if I'm being honest. That's just where I'm gonna put it, because I think it's a good game. I just don't love it and I don't hate it. I think it's really solid. I think it's better than COD 4, and then I'm just gonna put the 2 BRs at the end just because I like regular COD better than Warzone and shit like that. C tier. Blackout's gonna be at the bottom. This is kind of interesting too. I like World War II more than Advanced Warfare. And I like MW2 more than Advanced Warfare just because it's not pay to win. Well, multiplayer is not pay to win. DMZ is another story right now. But do I like World War II more than MW2? Oh. Campaign of MW2 is better. Multiplayer, I'd probably give to World War II just because I can actually play public matches and enjoy it. And I kind of forgot, I said like there's no third mode in MW2 because I said Spec Ops, but there's actually like, well, I guess DMZ is technically a Warzone 2 thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So no, there isn't. Yeah, I'm gonna put World War II over MW2. I'm gonna lock that in for C tier. Infinite Warfare I'm gonna put over COD 3 just because, you know, whatever. And then Vanguard is better than Ghosts, but that's the only game it's better than. So yeah, that's my COD tier list. I'm locking that in. That's my final. It's my final product right there. My goats of the franchise are Black Ops 2, 3, and 1 in that order. And then like, I love MW2, I love Cold War, and I love World of War. My least favorite games are Vanguard and Ghosts. I'm very happy with this tier list. This is kind of exactly how I feel. I know there's some hot takes in there. Like MW2 on A tier is going to piss people off, and Cold War on A tier is going to piss people off. There's a lot of stuff that's going to piss people off. I'm going to piss people off regardless. It doesn't matter what my tier list is. No one's going to like really ever 100% agree with the tier list. This is just my opinion. Obviously, you guys can see I'm a big Black Ops fan. I'm a big Treyarch fan. I love their games. So I'm really just waiting for the next Treyarch game. I you know, whatever happens with MW2 and whatever happens with the game they're putting out this year, I'm just waiting for Treyarch, man. Treyarch in 2024. That's what I'm really hoping for. Because if that game disappoints me, then I might low-key just be done with COD, maybe. I say that now. I don't know. At the end of the day, Call of Duty is like an abusive relationship. Like, I love it. Sometimes I fucking hate it, but when I love it, I love it. Like these S and A tier games, I love them. They're some of my favorite games of all time. And ultimately, you know, when I talk shit about Call of Duty and I get mad about Call of Duty, it's because I love the franchise so much and I want it to be better, because I know it can be better than what it is right now. So we'll just see what happens, man. I don't know. This is my honest tier list. This is just how I would rank the games. Obviously, some things could change in the future, like MW2 could go up or down. Most likely down. But, you know, this is kind of how I'm feeling right now. If I'm just kind of being a little bit more honest with myself, I think this kind of reflects how I feel about Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm locking that in. Whew, that was a lot of talking, chat. That was a lot of talking. Chat, if you're still here, if you're still alive, if you're still with me, W or L tier list, what rankings do you like? What rankings do you not like? Is this based or is this fucking dog shit? I feel like my hot takes wasn't a clickbait thing. I think I genuinely have some hot takes on here for the most part. Like I think the hot takes are not having MW2 and S, Cold War and A, BO4 and B. I'm not sure about that one. I know people usually rank MW3 higher. Some people rank it really low though, so I don't know about that one. That one's kind of whatever. I don't know. I think some of the takes are hot. Oh, okay. Now, do I want to do any multiplayer right now? To be honest, I'm not even sure. My throat kind of hurts really bad from all that talking. I mean, I worked all day today and now I just talked like fucking nonstop for an hour and a half. So my throat is killing me. And I have to stream tomorrow. So I might just wrap it up here, low key. And then we'll just be back tomorrow with Fortnite Friday. Kind of think that's what I'm going to do. Because I was probably going to try to end stream around 11:30. Anyway, kind of, it's close. It's not worth playing one game. So I think I'm going to dip out, chat. I think I'm going to. I'm happy I finally did this. I've been wanting to make a COD tier list for a while. My updated COD tier list. It's kind of gonna be it, man. I think I'm gonna rest my throat. Gonna hang out a little bit, and then we'll be live tomorrow with some Fortnite. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it as always. Hope you guys enjoyed just listening to me ramble about Call of Duty for a little while. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Have a good day tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow during Fortnite Friday. Bravo 6 going dark.